Strategy games. Chess players don't just win games, they rewire their decision-making center for life. Chess, logic, puzzles. These games aren't entertainment, they're mental combat training. Every move you make builds long-term thinking, patience, and strategic planning. Your brain's logic center gets stronger. That's the part responsible for reasoning and decisions. Think of chess as a gym for your brain's control center. You're training the exact mental muscles you need for high-stakes decisions in real life. Strategy games teach your brain to handle discomfort and think several steps ahead. You're not just playing, you're training toughness through calculated risk. Here's what makes strategy games different from mindless mobile games. They force you to delay rewards, to sacrifice short-term wins for long-term victory. That ability, it transfers to everything. Career moves, relationships, money decisions. Unlike mindless games, strategy games make you better at decision-making in real life. Top performers swear by chess for one reason. It mirrors high-stakes thinking. Every game teaches you to stay calm under pressure, to think when emotions run high. You learn to spot patterns, to predict outcomes, to control what you can control. And the best part? You can measure your progress in real numbers. Your rating goes up, your tactics improve. Your brain literally gets sharper. Exercise and movement. Steve Jobs and Beethoven used this one trick to unlock genius-level thinking. It's not what you think. Movement isn't optional for brain health. It's essential. Walking increases blood flow to your brain. It reduces stress hormones instantly. When you walk, especially in nature, your brain enters a special resting state. That's the same brain mode where creative thinking thrives. Steve Jobs held walking meetings. Beethoven walked daily to spark ideas. They understood something most people miss. Movement is intelligence in motion. Light movement boosts something called BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor. Think of it as miracle grow for brain cells. Physical activity literally grows your memory center. It expands with every step. Exercise improves memory. It increases mental energy. It clears brain fog. But here's what's wild. You don't need to kill yourself in the gym. You don't need intense workouts. Slow, intentional movement powers up your brain without draining your body. A 20-minute walk does more for your thinking than 3 hours of Netflix. Stretching, yoga, a slow bike ride, even that counts. Because it's not about burning calories, it's about stirring your brain's chemistry. Exercise releases chemicals that help your brain change, create, and stay balanced. It lowers stress. It boosts happiness. It gets your mind ready for deep work. And the feeling after? Like your brain just took a shower. Clear, sharp, ready. AI tools and smart learning. Your brain's reward system lights up the same for curiosity as it does for money. Exploit this. Using AI tools and watching educational content makes your learning faster and thinking sharper. Curiosity triggers your brain's reward system. It lights up like chocolate and money combined. When you're curious, your brain remembers better. Even random information sticks. Scientists tested this. People who were curious about a topic retained unrelated facts better too. That's your brain in learning mode. It's hungry. It's engaged. It's absorbing everything. AI tools help you process information at speeds impossible just 5 years ago. You can learn anything faster than any previous generation in human history. Want to understand quantum physics? AI breaks it down. Want to learn coding? AI teaches you. Educational content isn't passive. It's active learning that stretches your mental range. The Curiosity Hour feeds your inner child. It keeps your brain in constant learning mode. Pick something you're genuinely interested in, not what you think you should learn, because real curiosity creates real memory. Forced learning creates forgotten information. Intelligence isn't about knowing everything. It's about staying interested and adapting faster than everyone else. Every day you feed your curiosity, you're training your brain to crave growth. And when your brain loves learning, you become unstoppable. That momentum builds. Knowledge builds on knowledge. Connections multiply. You don't just know more. You think better. You solve faster. you adapt quicker. That's the real power of smart learning. It's not what you know, it's how fast you can learn what you don't. Creative skills. The same brain state that sparks breakthroughs and geniuses, you can trigger it on demand. Drawing, designing, creating content. These aren't just hobbies, they're brain workouts. Creative skills train your brain to think outside the box and solve problems differently. When you create, you activate a special brain state. That's where breakthroughs happen. It's the same brain mode that lights up during daydreaming or brainstorming. Scientists found that the biggest insights don't come when you're grinding hard. They come when your brain is in this relaxed, wandering state. Creativity isn't soft. It's mental flexibility training at the highest level. Your brain learns to make connections other people miss. That's your competitive edge. Every time you sketch, design, or create, you're teaching your brain to see possibilities. Most people see problems. Creators see solutions that don't exist yet. Plus, creating something from nothing triggers feel-good chemicals without endless scrolling. It's a natural high that comes from making progress, not consuming content. And here's what nobody tells you. Creativity builds on itself. The more you create, the easier it becomes to generate new ideas on command. Your brain starts seeing creative opportunities everywhere. In conversations, in work, in life. That's not talent. That's training your brain to think differently than everyone else. Learning a new language or instrument, your memory center can physically grow. Here's how musicians and language learners hack their brain size. Ever wonder why musicians and people who speak multiple languages seem sharper? It's not luck. Learning a language or instrument literally upgrades how your brain processes information. Your hippocampus grows. That's your memory center, the part that stores and recalls information. We're not talking metaphorically. Brain scans show actual physical changes in learners. New brain connections form every time you practice a chord or memorize a phrase. It boosts memory, it improves focus, it rewires your entire brain structure. Think of it as installing new software on your mental operating system. But here's what most people miss. The struggle is the point. When you're frustrated trying to roll your R's or nail that guitar solo, your brain is building. It's creating pathways that didn't exist before. That's brain flexibility in action. The more languages or instruments you learn, the faster your brain adapts to anything new. You're not just learning Spanish or piano. You're training your brain to learn itself. And that skill, that's what separates people who adapt from people who get left behind. Learning becomes easier. Focus becomes sharper. Your brain's backup power expands for life. Cooking and baking. Every recipe is a multi-brain workout disguised as dinner. Here's what's really happening. Cooking isn't just feeding yourself. It's organization, timing, and creativity combined. Every recipe is a multi-step problem that demands planning and execution. You're training discipline. You're learning independence. You're sharpening brain coordination. But most people don't realize what's happening in their brain while they cook. Cooking activates multiple brain regions at once. Motor skills, memory, all 5 senses. You're reading a recipe while chopping vegetables, while monitoring temperature, while timing multiple dishes. That's handling multiple tasks. That's control center training disguised as making dinner. Plus, eating mindfully without screens resets stress hormones and improves digestion. It's brain food in every sense. Omega-3s from salmon, antioxidants from blueberries. Dark chocolate literally boosts blood flow to your brain. When you respect your meals, you give your brain the fuel it needs to perform. But here's the deeper lesson cooking teaches: patience. You can't rush a slow-cooked meal. You can't skip steps and expect the same result. That delayed reward? That's mental discipline building in real time. And when you sit down to eat what you made, your brain rewards you, not with empty feel-good chemicals from scrolling, with satisfaction from creating something real. Reading. Elite performers don't read for fun. They read to rewire their brain architecture. Your brain runs on cycles. Elite performers work in 90-minute chunks of deep focus. Reading trains your brain to stay locked in during those cycles. When you read, You're not just absorbing words, you're building new brain pathways for focus. Think of it like mental strength training. Every page is a rep. The difference? Most people can't focus for 10 minutes without checking their phone. Readers train their brains to resist that pull, to stay present, to go deeper. Reading expands your thinking. It strengthens your focus. It makes you a better communicator. Your brain learns to think deeper and speak clearer with every chapter. It's not about speed reading or finishing 50 books a year. It's about teaching your brain to process complex ideas without distraction. That ability transfers to everything: problem solving, decision making, creative thinking. Most people scroll. Readers level up their brain processing power without even realizing it. And here's the kicker: the more you read, the faster your brain learns anything new. Journaling and writing. Your brain isn't designed to store tasks. It's designed to solve them. Here's the trick: writing your thoughts isn't just venting. It's sharpening your thinking in real time. When you journal, you're forcing your brain to organize chaos into clarity. It builds self-awareness. You start noticing patterns in your behavior and emotions. Emotional control improves because you're processing feelings instead of just reacting to them. Think about it. How many times have you felt overwhelmed by everything in your head? That's because your brain is trying to store too much. It's overloaded. Mental clarity follows because unfinished thoughts no longer clog your mental space. Your brain isn't designed to store tasks. It's designed to solve them. Writing closes the loop. It tricks your brain into feeling complete and ready. Scientists have a name for this. Your brain stays alert to unfinished business. By doing a mental unload on paper, you free up brain power for what matters. But there's more. Writing makes you smarter over time. When you explain something in writing, you're forced to understand it deeply. You can't fake clarity on paper. Your thoughts either make sense or they don't. This daily practice turns information into gut instinct. Knowledge becomes wisdom. That's why the sharpest thinkers you know, they probably write regularly.